Can you say, hi guys?
Hi guys.
Say, my name is Mia.
Mia.
Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and in this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, per your request, I always have a request for this recipe, but recently someone requested it on my Instagram, and I was like, that's a great idea. Let's make some delicious French silk pie. It's a really deeply chocolate, smooth cloud of heavenly pie, and I'm going to share with you how I make it. It's easy and simple. A little bit of it took a little bit of TLC. I don't want to say it's labor intensive, but you just have to put a little bit of time into it. All very easy steps, but of course. And I think you're going to really love this recipe. One, it's delicious. Two, a lot of French silk pies, the eggs are not cooked, but we are actually going to cook our egg mixture over a double boiler so that everybody can eat the pie. You can feel comfortable and safe, no worries whatsoever, and it just makes for the most delicious thing in the world. So this is how I make it, and I'm certain that you are going to love it. The first thing you'll need is to make a pie crust. You get a pre-baked pie crust at your grocery store if you want to, or you can just get a pie crust and then just bake it in a 9-inch pie plate like I did. Mine's cooling off to the side. When we need it, it'll be ready. Then you take a cup of heavy cream, you whip it to stiff peaks, pop that into the fridge to stay cold. The third thing you're going to do is you're going to take a pot, you're going to fill it with water, bring it to a simmer, and make sure you have a heat-proof bowl that fits comfortably on top, because that's what we're going to work on next. This is going to be over, my water is simmering over low heat. I don't want it to boil because it'll scorch the eggs, but over medium-low heat is perfect. In a large heat-proof bowl, we're going to add sugar and eggs, and we are going to cook this on your double boiler. The heat from the bottom is what's going to cook this, and we are going to cook it while constantly whisking. Use your handheld electric whisk for exactly 10 minutes. I'm going to bring my phone out. It's in my pocket. Put my timer on because I want this to make sure it's going for exactly 10 minutes. So I'm going to do that. 10 minutes starts now. I'll show you what it looks like when it's there. All right, well, 10 minutes is a long time, so let's read some comments. Cindy says, where have you been my whole life? I love your videos. You know what? I've been living on this earth for 32 years. I sure am happy you found me. Someone said on the classic pork chop video, use tongs, don't stab your meat with a fork. You know what? How many times have you been in your kitchen where you've just used a fork because it was the closest thing to you? That's what I do. Don't forget, this is a real kitchen making real food that I eat at the end of it. So sometimes all I got is a fork around. That's what I'm going to use. On the Salisbury steak recipe, someone says this is the meatloaf recipe in my house. I'm not sure why, but it gets better each time I make it. The whole family requests this meal at least once a week. Thank you, Laura. You are mighty welcome, my friend. Roberto on the Korean ground beef and rice says, hello, Laura. You're very good at explaining the recipe and cooking. Well, thank you, Roberto. On the jalapeno poppers, somebody says, I make this recipe countless times for my family and friends. It's always a hit every time. Well, that brings me a bunch of joy to my daily heart. I love to hear that. Tell you what, that's wonderful. That's what I hope that you always do. I hope that you find these recipes helpful, and I hope that you enjoy them with those that you love the most. So you know what I love the most right now is another cup of coffee, because I got a long ways to go today, and I need my second wind. How gorgeous is this, right? It was cooking for 10 minutes exactly. Now let me show you what I have here. I've got some bittersweet chocolate. This is not the time to use chocolate chips. You want to use really good chocolate for this, like a good bar of chocolate. I've melted it. It's pretty much melted all the way. And I've got some unsalted butter that's been softened at room temperature here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take half the butter, half the chocolate, and I'm going to mix this I'm going to just mix it until it's incorporated. Then I'm going to add the rest of it, and I'm going to whisk this for 6 minutes, 6 to 8 minutes. I will show you what it looks like when it's there. I know it sounds tedious, but it's absolutely necessary. Now that this is incorporated, just about, I'm gonna add the rest and then I'm gonna go for 6 whole minutes, and then I'll show you the last final step before we let this, set in the fridge for many hours. All right, it's been 8 minutes of whisking like a mad woman. Now what I have here is some heavy cream that I whipped and I popped it into the fridge because I wanted it to stay cold. So I went ahead and did that right after I put the pie crust in the oven. Now, as you know, my pie crust never looks that great because I can't crimp. I can't make something look perfect if I tried, and I don't wanna. I like to eat good food and I don't really care if something looks perfect. I just like it that it's good. I like that it's made with a lot of heart. That's what's way more important to me. You just want to make sure that you fold in all of that beautiful cream. I mean, that is gorgeous in itself, isn't it? I love that. It looks like it's just a beautiful marbled, delicious bowl of fluffy chocolate heaven. And that is what it tastes like, by the way. It's exactly what it tastes like. Okay. Now that this is done, pretty much, we're going to pour into your crust. Make sure that your crust is cooled. You don't want to have a piping hot pie crust. Oh, yeah. Look at that. You're going to have one of those gorgeous, thick slices of pie. Ooh-wee. I don't do the little wimps like, no way, ma'am. There are just no words. This has to go into your fridge. I leave it uncovered overnight. It needs a lot of time to set. I'm gonna go do that. I will show you what it looks like when it's done. And I'm gonna go eat that chocolate while you're not looking at me. I'm gonna pop this in and you'll just see it in a few seconds and it's gonna be perfect. I've got a sous chef, if you hadn't noticed. The boss, actually. She's the real chef. I'm the sous chef, right? Can you say, hi, guys?
Hi, guys.
Say, my name is Mia.
Mia.
That's all you get. You don't get anything else. Excuse me. I need that chocolate. I need that chocolate. All right, so I love that every time she's in it, the last video she was in, someone said, I'm sorry, Laura, were you cooking? Because all I could do is pay attention to Mia. I need the chocolate, you silly stinker. The pie was in the fridge overnight, and all I've done is I've just taken a cup of heavy cream and whipped it to about stiff peaks. You don't want to turn it into butter, but you want it to hold. And I don't sweeten it. Because the pie itself is so incredibly rich. So I am just gonna pop this on. You could do more cream if you wanted to. I don't like the idea of having as much cream as you have custard because then I feel like you lose the intensity of the chocolate. Smear that real nice. Now, excuse me while I go and get another half a bar of chocolate that a certain someone hasn't been put her teeth into. Oh, you know, right? Oh, you put it in here? I'll be right back. And I just take a coarse grater, and I don't really care if any of the pieces break off. I actually like that because then you get good nibbly bits as well. Look at this one over here. You have no shame.
Yummy.
It is yummy, huh?
Yummy.
It is so yummy. Not that she's actually even eating it, but she thinks she is. She have a good amount of chocolate. I am ready for this. I feel like I was born ready to take a bite of this pie. Put this. What are you saying to Daddy? Here's what I also have here. Don't mind my mess, because you know. I got a paper towel that's wet, and you want to make sure that you have it ready because...
It's Mommy's teeth.
Yeah? Because you want to clean your knife as you cut your slices.
Yummy.
Is it so yummy? I can't, I know. So good. Ooh, a little broke a little piece. It's fine. The first slice, as you know, with any pie, the first slice. Look at this. Can you just please come close and just admire? Oh, thank you. Look at that height. Look at the height of that pie. There are no words, my friend. The only word I'm trying to hear is words. Take a bite. And don't mind if I do. That is the best chocolate pie you will ever sink your teeth into. And I promise you, because you know me,
It's cooking.
I'm too greedy of an eater, and I don't waste a single eating opportunity. So it's gotta be the best. It's gotta be worth it. Labor intensive, sure, but easy. Easy process, well worth your effort. It's like, if you come close, you can actually see that the custard almost resembles like a mousse. You see that? That's what it tastes like. That's what it feels like. It's incredible. And the recipe will be online in thekitchen.com. I'm going to put this down because we actually have guests for dinner. And that's going to be my slice that I finished. Otherwise, I'll finish a slice now and finish a slice later. And I won't be happy about that. Look at this one. She is just making a masterpiece with her chocolate and any leftover cream in the bowl. It's pretty. It's so pretty. I hope you guys have enjoyed spending time with us. Make this pie this weekend. Make my heart happy and just indulge in the chocolate. Go. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Say bye-bye. What color is this?
You.
It is blue. Do you want to try and open it?
Open me.
Open me? Let's open it. Ooh, what color is that?
What?
White. Who's number one? And how old are you?
2.
And what's your name?
Yeah.
Can I kiss?
Mm.
Mwah.